Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin. Dreams and their spiritual and psychological foundations. We'd like to radically present here now a whole new way of looking at dreams in the sense of the absolute essential importance of working with your dreams. It's going to be part of the new emerging culture. Should be taught in families and in public school all the way through is the one essential way to know who you are, spiritually, psychologically, and socially. So we can say we're going to look at it from many perspectives here, but let's start at the beginning from the philosophy. Ontology is the philosophy of the understanding of the nature of reality, and dreams are the most essential reality for human beings and human consciousness. There is nothing more essential than dreams for the human being if you want to become more conscious of your unconscious and more conscious of your superconscious and your true spiritual nature and your true psychological nature. You need to understand and live your dreams. And from the point of view and philosophy of what we call epistemology, which is the nature and the study of personal relationships in the sense of knowledge, ways of knowing. Epistemology is ways of knowing. Now, unfortunately, from the Western philosophical tradition, we think there's only one way of knowing, that's from the mind. Sorry, wrong answer. No, there are at least three others, and dreams are the key, the only key. There is no other key. Unless and until you're working with your dreams, sorry, you're not going to get the true nature of who you are. As an anthropologist, I'm aware that all cultures of the world, when I study the dreams and the nature of the reality of the cultures of the world, whether indigenous or ancient civilizations, they all lived their dreams. And they took dreams as the soul speaking to them as messages from the soul. In the Haudenosaunee way, or the Iroquois, the Mohawk way, we say dreams are the wishes of the soul. Your soul wants you to understand something. It's trying to get a message across. You need to take it in to understand it, or your life can fall off the tracks. It's the essence of who you are, and every day we need to listen to our dreams. Now, luckily for me, since I was 6, I've been writing my dreams down. I have journals this much now, and over 40 years of being a dream analyst in the Jungian tradition as a psychotherapist and psychologist. All my work was focused on dreams with myself and certainly with all my thousands of clients. If we weren't dealing with their dreams, we're just working with the superficiality of social identity and family issues. No, sorry, it doesn't work either. The dreams are your soul speaking to you. Now, Carl Jung himself, in his Red Book, which I suggest you look at, he used to say this, "Oh, my soul, speak to me." That was Carl Jung, and he's the founder of the 21st century, 20th century way of working with your dreams as reality, as the knowledge you need, and as the messengers, and as the symbolic code that you need to learn to unlock your own collective symbolic code that we live in, and your personal symbolic code of what your dreams are trying to tell you. If they just straight out and told you in everyday language, you wouldn't even take it as meaningful. But when you need to do a little work to decode it in your own personal way, you're going to get the message. Now, historically, we can say that dreams were absolutely essential for the individuals and all the new spiritual religious faiths on the planet. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Zoroaster, Kuan Yin, all of these people, they had dreams that came to them about what their message would be, their new message, their new vision for their peoples at that time, historically and culturally. Without listening to those dreams, we can just take Muhammad, for instance, that there would be no Quran, and same with Jesus in the New Testament, the same with the Buddha. We know for a fact that Joseph of Egypt, who was there, why was he taken in as Pharaoh's right-hand person, most trusted person? Because he was a dream analyst. If Joseph had not had the dream and understanding to analyze the 7 lean cows and the 7 fat cows, meaning that there would be 7 lean years of no grain or no food coming in ancient Egypt at that time, and that they need to have 7 fat years of putting grain away in storage bins. The whole people, all of them would have starved. It would have been the end of ancient Egypt. It would have been end of that culture much earlier than it did decline. And so this one dream changed history. These are socially, politically, economically valuable messages that must come through. Now let's take the story around the birth of Jesus. There were 3 wise men who were magi from the east, a Zoroastrian and 1 or 2 from other different traditions. They followed a star, they came to Bethlehem, and they found Jesus there. But they were warned in a dream that King Herod was going to kill all the young boys under the age of 2, so that he wanted to kill Jesus because he heard that there was this new Messiah who was going to become the new king of the Jews. And King Herod wanted to kill Jesus. But the 3 magi were warned in a dream to not tell Herod and to go on a different travel route with their camels back to the east where they lived. A dream warned them and saved the life of Jesus. If Jesus had perished and there was no new Messiah or no Jesus on the planet, how would that have changed this world and our history? I'll let you think about that one for a little while. Now, I have lots of stories from my thousands of clients I've done work with, some of them in the German occupation during the Second World War, that they were warned in dreams to take a different route when trying to exit Germany or any of the other occupied lands in order to avoid going to Auschwitz. It saved their lives. And there are hundreds of other cases of great modern social change people like Gandhi, who in his attention to his dreams was told what to do in terms of emancipating the Hindus and the Muslims from British rule. And let's just take Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream. That's the most commonly known phrase of liberation in the 20th century. I have a dream. Now, it was his impersonal dream from listening to the lectures from Martin Luther King that I had up from the radio. He had internal dreams, personal dreams, before he was able to take his dream vision out to all the people at the significant time and touch all the black and the colored people and the white people who were waiting for this moment of liberation. It came as a personal dream to a social dream that changed the world, changed the face of America and politics and economics and social reality for thousands, if not millions of people, all from a dream. I think you're getting my point by now, that unless and until you listen to your dreams, you ain't going nowhere. So what can you do about this now? Well, in all the years that I taught dream work, I had dream groups in my clinics in Toronto, and I taught how to listen to your dreams at the Ontario College of Art and Design for thousands of students, and I chose art students because they are our visionary leaders and future dreamers, and when they can commit to a path of listening to their dreams inside, then portrayed in artistic and musical and visionary ways, they will change the world through social change, through the cultural means of music, art, and other kinds of drama and plays. Again, it takes one individual to listen to their heart, their soul, their dreams, and to move it forward. Now, what's the connection? We've said that we need to do some inner work, and dreams on a personal level, if you work with a Jungian psychotherapist, they will help you to defrag, get out of your ego, and work with your masks and move beyond and below that to your ego complexes that reside in the unconscious. And you learn to deal with your mother and your father complexes and get below that to the level of the soul. The soul will speak to you and through you because the dreams are your soul. Well, we know that this is just beautiful Jungian depth psychology. Now, what's the connection with the spiritual foundation? On a reality level, in terms of the ontology of the reality of the cosmos and human nature, and on an epistemological level, reality of knowledge and how to know knowledge, it goes like this. The cosmos, created by the Creator, has many dimensions to it, and it's all based on levels of consciousness. Dreams can come from the highest levels of consciousness and sift down through the dimensions, which are just energetic vibrational levels and morphogenetic fields, which we know now from physics, into the level of the unconscious, the fourth dimension, and then eventually, hopefully, your dream weaver in the fourth dimension while your physical body is sleeping, as you learn to become lucid in your dreaming and be awake in the dream and kind of dialogue and communicate with this messenger and the message from your soul, you will realize that there's something that you can create this higher communication, the vertical communication, with the highest levels of source of all that is in the universe. Well, there are spiritual beings at every world tradition, whether it's indigenous or all the world religions. They all know, this is not a belief, this is a knowing, this is epistemology and ontology, this is reality, that there are spiritual beings in each and every one of these higher dimensions. There's somewhat of a lovely spiritual hierarchy that they relay the messages all the way down. What are we talking about? Well, Archangel Gabriel was the one that told Elizabeth that she would have John the Baptist, and Mary that she would have Jesus, and Muhammad, bless his holy name, that he should have these dreams with Archangel Gabriel and rides with him in his dream places. There are many more examples of this, and I could go on and on and on, historically and cross-culturally, within all the world's spiritual traditions. And the point of this is this: your soul is linked with all these spiritual beings, and sometimes and often the dreams come from these higher spiritual beings, whether it's any one of the archangels, such as Archangel Michael, or Archangel Raphael, or Archangel Gabriel, or even other kinds of beings who are one with your soul in higher superconscious realms. And from the cosmic consciousness and the Christ consciousness, they're trying to show you more of who you are, your unique true identity, and help you get out of the ego box, expand, and become aware of who you really are. Dreams are the royal road to superconsciousness, to truest identity. Spiritually and psychologically, they are one, which is why we are all now creating a spiritual psychology. The spiritual beings of the higher realms are one with your soul, and the new psychology of the 21st and 22nd centuries is going to be spiritual psychology, where we understand the unity of all this, and your dreams are the one key, the portal, the opening, the way for you to find out who you really are, what your hidden talents and skills are, to pay it forward and play it forward and have fun with it, become all the love you are, let your dreams move you forward. And of course, you will have a dream just like Martin Luther King Jr. has. And those dreams that you're having, make them a reality, make them your freedom, make them your love, make them your joy, and share them. As you listen to others' dreams, you share your dreams, and we will co-create a much better world on this planet, all based on understanding and living our truest, highest dream, the one dream that we all are, and the one spiritual psychological dream from the source, from the Creator, who is dreaming all of us. All love and blessings.